What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Game Day with Trey. Of course, this is your host, Trey, and today we're going to talk about the first round NBA Western Conference Playoffs Game 1 game between the New Orleans Pelicans and the Oklahoma City Thunder. All right, so this game will be played at 9:30 p.m. East Coast time. Over-under opened up at 214.5. OKC -8. It has since moved to over-under at 216. And OKC -8.5. Let's get into why these things are moved like that. All right, so the Pelicans are a little battered and bruised right now. They'll be full of confidence after taking down the Kings. But at the end of the day, man, they're not gonna have Zion anymore. And that, I mean, even though they did it without Zion, okay, let's be clear about that. They did it without Zion, right? And they've done it a lot of times without Zion. But at the end of the day, right now, this is the NBA playoffs, round 1, and you're going against the OKC Thunder. And there's a lot of critics talking trash about OKC, man, saying OKC is one of the most overrated number 1 seeds of all time, and that, they'll be out quickly and this and that and the third, man. Well, the OKC Thunder are coming into this series with plenty of momentum as they've capped off their regular season with 5 straight wins, man, to earn the top seed in the Western Conference. That's how they got that. SGA, he led the team with 30.1 points, 5.5 rebounds, 6.2 assists, and 2 steals a game. All right? Yeah, the boy is balling, man. Possible MVP candidate, I'm just saying. Now, when you look at these two teams' injury report, I just told you Zion's out, but ain't nobody hurt for OKC. And that's what's really going to make this series kind of go by quickly, all right? Because New Orleans, when healthy and on the season, they average 114.8 points per game. That's the number 13th offense in all of the NBA. But OKC's got the number 11th ranked defense. They only give up 112.7 points per game on the season. All right. And when you look at OKC's offense, they got the number 3 offense in all the NBA, scoring 120.1 points per game. And New Orleans has got the number 8 defense. All right, so they play defense over there. They only give up 110.5 points per game. Well, how does OKC get its points? OKC gets its points, all right, through fast break. They got the number 6 overall fast break points per game with 15.8, all right. But New Orleans, they're the number 10 in opponents' fast breaks, only giving up 13.7 points. So is the fast break going to be there for them? I don't think so, okay. In the inverse, OKC has got the number 3 defense against the fast break in all the NBA. So New Orleans ain't going to get to the fast break either. What about points in the paint? New Orleans likes to score in the paint, right? So they're 9th in the NBA in points in the paint. But the thing is, OKC is number 7 in the NBA in opponent points in the paint, giving up only 47 points a game, all right, in the paint. And, New Orleans so that means that's like, 4 less points than what New Orleans actually is used to scoring. So like a lot of what they like to do, they're not going to get to do. Okay, now when you look over in the inverse, and you look at how OKC likes to get that 3, because we know they love to shoot the 3 in OKC. All right, at least make it consistently. It's not like they shoot a lot of them, but when they do shoot them, they make them. Okay, they're number 8 in the NBA total overall in made threes per game with 13.3. And seeing as how New Orleans gives up 13.5 and they're number 24 in overall in the NBA, that means that 3-point shot will be made. So you can count on those points to be made the way they would normally be made for OKC. All right. When you look at 2-point percentage, okay, the 2-point percentage, OKC is 5th in the NBA as far as 2-point percentage, and New Orleans, they give it up. They give up 55.3% of any 2-point shots. All right, so they let you shoot it, and you're gonna get it. You're gonna get your points. All right, and the same thing, it doesn't work like that for OKC, because OKC, their defense is number 3 in shooting total overall, number 4 in 2-point percentage, opposed 2-point percentage, but they do let you get that 3-point shot off. Okay, they let you shoot 36.1% from the 3. And New Orleans likes to shoot that three. They shoot 38.2% from the three, man. So there are some opportunities for New Orleans to fight in this game. In the last 10 times these two teams have played head-to-head, it's 5-5. All right, they played 3 times this season. OKC won 2 out of the 3. The last time they saw each other was March 26th, and OKC won 119-112. OKC covered the 1 point then as well, or 1 point then, and the 1.5 the game before that. All right. The games went under twice out of the 3 times they played this year. In the series, last 10 times, OKC runs this series 7-3 against the spread. And when you talk over/under, it's 5-5, even just like it's 5-5 it's straight up in the last 10 times they played. But remember, they played 3 times this season, and OKC did win 2 of those times. All right, and those were in New Orleans. They didn't win in OKC. They won in New Orleans. Okay, now went way back when the Pelicans did beat them on November 1st. All right, the score was 110-106. That game did go under the 227.5. All right, but let's just look at situationally, right? So this situation right now, okay, as an underdog, away underdog. All right, New Orleans is 13-7 straight up. Whereas OKC, as a home favorite, they're 30-5. All right, and when you look against the spread as an away underdog, New Orleans is 14-5-1. Whereas as a home favorite, the OKC Thunder is 23-12 against the spread. All right, and with a rest advantage, they're 9-8-1, and whereas with a rest disadvantage, New Orleans is 7-9. Against the spread. So they don't even like to cover when they got a rest disadvantage. Remember, OKC's been resting since Sunday, man. They've been sitting down for 7 days. So could the rest hurt them? I don't know. We'll find out. When you look over/under, right? Over/under. As an away underdog, okay, it's 7 to the over, 12 to the under, and 1 push for New Orleans. Whereas OKC as a home favorite, they're 15 to the over, 18 to the under with 2 pushes. So these two teams both like to lean to the under in this current situation. And then when you look at rest advantage versus disadvantage, rest advantage, OKC, 8 to the over, 9 to the under with 1 push. And with rest disadvantage, 7 to the over, 9 to the under for New Orleans. So once again, like I said, there is a strong lean to the under in this current situation. All right. And when you're looking at these two teams and how these two teams have been matching up in their last 10 games just out there on the court in general, New Orleans is 5-5 straight up, 4-6 against the spread, and 5-4-1. 5 to the over, 4 to the under with 1 push in the last 10 games. Remember, they lost back-to-back games to LA, all right, and then they pulled out that win against the Kings, who they owned all season long. Okay, beat them 6 times or something like that this season. Now. And then when you look at OKC in their last 10, they're 7-3 straight up, 5-5 against the spread, and 6 to the over, 4 to the under in their last 10. They're coming in on, like I told you before, a 5-game win streak and a 4-game cover streak. All right, and out of that 5-game win streak, they had 2 overs, and all the rest of the games went under because they've been playing D. And it wasn't like those games they weren't playing anybody. Yeah, they got 1 win against Charlotte, but they beat Sacramento. They beat San Antonio, which we know San Antonio really wasn't doing too much, but then they beat Milwaukee and they beat Dallas, man. And those things are very important when you're coming into a playoff series and coming into the playoffs, man. You're trying to keep that momentum. Now, if you look at the last 3 games, New Orleans averaging 106.3 points per game, and they're giving up 110.7 points per game. Whereas OKC is averaging 129 points per game and only giving up 94. And in the last 3 games, like I said, they were playing some playoff teams. It's not like they were playing some bums out there. They were playing some real teams. Now at home, OKC averages 123.1 points per game and only gives up 110.2. And on the road, New Orleans averages 115.3 points per game and gives up 109.9. All right, so where we feeling, what we like about this game, man, or what do we like about these teams? Well, Pelicans have won each of their last 6 games as road underdogs against Western Conference opponents. The Pelicans have covered the spread in each of their last 6 games as road underdogs against Western Conference opponents. And 7 of the Pelicans' last games as road underdogs have gone under the total points. Whereas the Thunder They've won each of their last 13 home games when playing with a rest advantage. The home team has covered the spread in each of the Thunder's last 10 games, and 6 of the Thunder's last 7 playoff games as favorites against Southwestern opponents have gone over the total points line. That was a long time ago when they was in the playoffs, though, guys. Right? So that was PG years with Westbrook. That was Westbrook with Durant. That's not the new Thunder. Okay, when you talk about those playoff numbers. So, what am I leaning? What am I liking in this game? First half, I probably would have to take Pelicans with the points, with the 5.5. I think that would be live in the first half. I think they got an opportunity right there. They do play some pretty good defense in the first half, and OKC switches the gear after halftime. They do play good first half. OKC is one of the best teams in the first half. All right, so don't get it twisted. It's just if I can get some points, I'm gonna take those points in the first half. All right. Now, full game, I do like the Thunder to pull away at the end on this team. I'm not sure if I'm going to take that -8.5, though. I do like the Thunder's team total, okay, because the Thunder game line, their team total points right now is set at, where is it at? Set at 110.5. I believe they can eclipse that, so I like the team total, Thunder's team total over. As overall game, I could see this game going under overall because the Pelicans fall apart a little bit in the second half when OKC starts to play a little bit faster and a little bit tighter defense. You know what I mean? But I mean, Pelicans could get over that 103.5 as well. That could be possible. I could lean there maybe. I'm definitely liking the Thunder over 110.5 though. I'm gonna put that in. I'm definitely gonna lock that in. But for the total game, like I said, I would have to lean for the Thunder -8 and the under. So if I was gonna play the combo, it would be Thunder and the under. But I'm definitely gonna do this Thunder over 110.5. I just feel like that's completely possible for them, okay? Especially since the Pelicans in the last 3 games are giving up 110.7, man. So I think OKC can get that. All right, but y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. I hope everybody hits it and makes it to the window. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.